Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is about why you're not behind in life. So stop rushing. This is a note for myself as well. I'm so bad when it comes to rushing. I am a rusher. Even if I'm early, I'm a rusher and I get stressed for no reason. And that is point number one. Rushing causes unnecessary stress. When in life do you feel good for rushing? When you rush for a train, does it make the train come quicker? No. When you rush for work, does it clear the traffic? No. If you're running late for something, fair enough if you want to walk a little bit quicker. You can walk a little bit quicker without it feeling like rushing. The term rushing comes up as moving with urgent haste. You can walk quicker without urgent haste. When you go on a run, that's not urgent haste. It's not the speed of which you move that causes a rush. It's the anxiety that comes with it, let's be honest. And what good comes from stress and anxiety? Obviously, this video is about rushing in life in general. You're not behind in life. I know everyone has a tendency to feel behind, myself included. Everyone has that thing where they compare themselves to someone, even if it's a friend, a family member, a celebrity. But I'm gonna start with the very basics, is you need to stop rushing now. I need to stop rushing. Rushing to work causes the same amount of stress as rushing your accomplishments. You can't rush to learn an instrument, for example. That is something that comes consistently. You can't rush the gym. So why do you think suddenly you can rush your dreams? What rushing actually does is it often leads to fear-based decisions. I've mentioned this in a video before. If someone calls you on the spot to ask you something, you need to hang up. You need to tell them that I'll call you back and we'll talk about it later, because when someone calls you on the spot, it's because they want you to make a rushed decision, which tend to be the wrong decisions. How often have you walked into a coffee shop not knowing what to order, so you panic and you order the first thing that comes to your mind? And it's exactly what you didn't want. Because I've done that. That's why it's the example I'm using. Sometimes stop, think, and breathe. Izzy, stop, think, and breathe. I am such a rushed decisions girl, and it's not good. And that's why I love making these videos, is because it's a lesson to you guys, but it's a lesson to myself that I do just need to take the hint. And I feel like I have to practice what I preach. So it helps me too. Recently, I've learned if there's a conversation going on that I don't really agree with, don't reply straight away. You don't need to reply straight away when the notification comes up. Leave it. Think about it. And that is the same with the rest of your life. If you don't know what school to go to, think about it. If you don't know what job you want to go into, think about it. And you don't even have to know after you've thought about it. But what you can think about is what you want to do, what you like, not the rush of the moment decision, which is going to be, oh my God, what's easiest, or what's the most doable now? And what's the most doable now isn't necessarily what's the best for you. A very difficult life lesson is to learn to trust the timing. And I know it's frustrating. Just because something doesn't happen instantly doesn't mean it's not going to happen at all. Oftentimes life will put you on these weird paths that you could never picture yourself on, and it feels like something's gone wrong, but really it's just lining you up to get back to that main path, and you will not know it until you're on that main path. How many times have you looked back and thought, oh my gosh, yeah, that happened, so that this could happen, and then that led to this, and then that led to this, and this was great, but that wouldn't have happened without all these other things. Trust the process. What trusting the process also allows you to do is it allows you to relax. The stress, the anxiety, it can go, because what's meant to be will be, and what's meant for you will not pass you. As I mentioned, rushing causes so much unnecessary stress, so relaxing does the opposite. It helps you relax, it helps you debrief, it helps you stay calm so that you can make those correct decisions that are right for you in that moment. It doesn't feel nice to rush, it doesn't feel nice to be stressed, it doesn't feel nice to feel anxious, to have that feeling in your chest that something's going to go wrong, and a lot of the time that is literally from stress. And if we just slow down a little bit, it wouldn't be as big of an issue. There is no point rushing your dreams, because sooner doesn't mean better. Let's look at PewDiePie and Mr. Beast. PewDiePie was the biggest YouTuber for how long? I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast was on YouTube at that time, and if not, he was still on the planet. PewDiePie was the biggest YouTuber. Everyone knew PewDiePie. Even if you didn't watch his videos, even if you'd never seen his channel, everyone just knew PewDiePie was the biggest YouTuber. Mr. Beast has massively overtaken PewDiePie, and that is just later. Look at Mr. Beast now. Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber. He has more subscribers than I can even fathom to think about. That number is incredible. And he did that after PewDiePie. Doesn't mean because PewDiePie did it first that, oh, if it was meant to happen to him, it would have happened then, and PewDiePie's the biggest YouTuber. No, his time came and his time is now. And the same thing happens for you. Just because someone's bigger, or they're more famous, or they're more in shape, or they've got a better job role than you, it doesn't mean that your time won't come, and you might even end up overtaking that person. But oftentimes you have to accept that you are where you are now so that you can live the life you're living now. Mr. Beast didn't just get placed at the top of YouTube, right? He probably had to learn a few things. How do you think he did that? He didn't do that by being placed at the top and then figuring it all out. My brother started learning guitar at 19, and that seemed really late. And I played guitar a little bit here and there, and I played it since I was 7, and I still for the life of me cannot play guitar. This boy is in a band, man's so good at playing guitar. It winds me up because he's always playing it, but he's always playing it. He's very good at what he does, and he's only been doing it 4 years. Sooner does not mean better. So stop looking at it like you're running behind or you're late or your time has passed, because your time hasn't even come yet. You're in the position you are so that your time can come. And again, just because somebody else is in that position that you want to be in, and you started in the same position maybe, or maybe they even started behind you and they've got to that level, it doesn't mean that you can't catch up and you can't overtake. It's not a competition, but in terms of understanding it, that's a good analogy. You genuinely might be thinking, oh my God, you're saying all this, but I'm in my 40s, my time has passed. Oprah started at 32. The Vera Wang started at 40. KFC at 62. So hey, unless you're literally on the verge of death, your time has not come yet, and that is absolutely fine. One of my absolute favorite artists ever is SZA. SZA's album Control came out in 2015. Now it's SZA. Was she headlining Coachella in 2015? No. Was she doing Wireless in 2015? No. It had been at least 5 years since the effects of that album started to improve for SZA. All these YouTube videos I make £0 from. But why do I keep going? Because sometime in the future, all these videos that I've got a good amount of views on are going to catch up and monetize and give me a nice little bit of money in my bank account. Sometimes you do things now that you think aren't going to be successful, like a video that flops, a video that gets 200 views on TikTok might go viral later on. There is no telling. So stop rushing, stop panicking in the moment, stop deleting your 200 view videos because you don't know what could happen. Rushing doesn't clear that uncertainty. Rushing for the train doesn't mean the train's gonna be on time. Rushing to work doesn't mean there's not gonna be traffic. If you're running late, you're running late. Just accept that as it is and walk a little bit faster. There is nothing you can do, except you can learn and leave slightly earlier the next time. I've mentioned this before, but every situation has a lesson, and that is why you are where you are now. Any situation you're in now, there is a lesson that can be gained from it. Even if it is the worst thing in the entire world, you can gain something from it. You can learn to trust your gut. You can learn to not be friends with these types of people, or you can learn don't eat bread because you're allergic to gluten. Anything you can learn a lesson from. So stop looking at life like a linear, improve, and make it to the top, because realistically, there's no end goal. Life is not a winning situation. You don't win or lose life, you just live. So hey, why don't we do what we're here to do and just live? We are here to exist. We're here to live and to learn. Listen to The Climb by Miley Cyrus. It's not about how fast you get there. It's not about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. And I do understand that it is very difficult to acknowledge and accept that sometimes, especially if you're in an uncomfortable situation, if you're struggling financially, or you're going through heartbreak. I know life can get tough. I'm human too. But if you can learn to relax and just take in life as it is now, where you are now, not when you get that partner, you'll feel happy, not when you get that house or when you get that job. You are who you are now. Why waste it? And again, I struggle with this. I panic all the time. I'm such a stressed out person that making these videos helps me so much, because it reminds me, oh yeah, go, breathe. I'm gonna go off the assumption that all of us want to live a positive and pleasant life. So if that's the case, why are we stressing? Why are we rushing? Why are we worrying unnecessarily when there's nothing we can do about it? Life is full of surprises. And there is a reason for that. There are lessons to be learnt. There are things to achieve before you can get to certain levels. And you won't realize that until you're at a point where you can look back and be like, oh yeah. So acknowledge it now. How many times have you looked back at a year and you've been like, oh, I missed that. Like, I really enjoyed that year. You're living that year now. You're living that day now, that week, that month. That is now. Stop looking back and missing it. Just enjoy it whilst it is. The reason you look back and miss certain events is because you only look for the positive. Let's do that now. I don't know about you. I used to be a festival girly. I used to go to festivals, and when I was there, I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it. But looking back, I'm like, oh, that was so fun. I loved seeing Camila Cabello, Jessie J, SZA, Summer Walker. Oh my God, I've had some of the best times at festivals. Oh, what do I block out? Oh, I got dragged out the pit twice. I did have a panic attack and I couldn't breathe in the pit, which is why I got dragged out. The food was awful. It was raining and it was muddy and I had to wear wellies the whole time. I slept in a tent and woke up sweaty, peed and pooped in a portaloo for a whole weekend. I got offered drugs at any given moment. Those are the things we block out. But we remember seeing Jack Harlow bring out H in Wireless. If you're a person that likes to miss the past, learn to enjoy the present. It is okay to miss certain parts of life. I miss being on holiday. I miss the Dominican Republic. The feeling of first coming to uni and feeling like independent and like, oh girl, she's a London girl. You are never a better or worse version of yourself. You are just different, and you're at a different stage in your life and you're learning. I say this all the time. I used to be the ugliest child. You will not catch a photo of me 10 to 15 on the internet because it is... I saved up for a nose job. Look at this. This is not a nose job. Somehow that happened naturally. Okay. That wasn't a worse version of me. That was a different version of me. And that was a version that had to learn to accept herself as she was. Had to learn to be confident. And now I'm very confident because I learned to be confident as her. As a child, I was obsessed with the Spanish language, made my own Spanish dictionary. I would watch TV shows in Spanish. I would listen to music in Spanish. I don't know, in a previous life, I was some Spanish farmer or something. I love Spain, the food. I'm obsessed with Spanish culture, even now. And when I was younger, I would make these dictionaries and I would watch Dora and I would watch any child TV show in Spanish, even though I couldn't even speak English properly yet. And now I'm older, I've been able to study it at university, but I wouldn't have studied it if it wasn't for my younger self being obsessed with it because I felt like I had to, because I owed it to my younger self. You are not behind, you're just at a different stage in life, and that is okay. Looking back to your childhood, did you ever feel too old? I wanted to be an actor. Well, I still want to be an actor, and it feels like I'm behind. It constantly feels like, oh, I haven't got the role, and now I'm too old to do this. I'm 21. When I was 15, I would cry on my stairs because I was too old to be a Disney actor. My mum would tell me to get a grip. She would comfort me and then she'd be like, but girl, get a grip. Just after I was crying about all that, I went to an acting school alongside my normal school, and everyone else there, except Jamar, big up Jamar, who was 16, I was 15, everyone else there was 18 plus. I think there was like a couple 18-year-olds, then everyone was like 22, 23. Am I behind anymore, or now am I suddenly ahead? It is a complete illusion. It is made up. Being behind is not a real thing. You can't be behind in life when it's your life. How are you behind in your own life when there is no other version of your life? Your behind is someone else's ahead. Like I mentioned, I was 15 going to acting school. Everyone else there was 7 years older. I probably seemed ahead to them, but in my head, I was behind because I was too old to be a Disney actor. It is a complete illusion. It is made up, and so we need to chill because it's wasting time, it's wasting energy, it's unnecessary stress, and what good is it doing? It feels so much better to relax, and that doesn't mean do nothing. That doesn't mean cool, it feels better to relax, sit in bed all day, watch TV, eat junk food. That's not relaxing. Relaxing is learning, doing things you genuinely enjoy, taking a moment to breathe, treating yourself, and understanding that you are a work in progress and you are never going to be complete, but being proud of the person you've been able to become so far. Who's got Snapchat? Oh yeah. Who catches their Snapchat memories from 5-6 years ago and wishes they could melt off the face of the earth? Because I know I do. I don't know what was going through my mind, and I don't know why I thought it was okay to speak like that and act like that. It's embarrassing. But that version of me, she did something, because that same version of me started a YouTube channel. That same version of me loved makeup and was an absolute goddess at creating makeup, which is why I started doing social media, and now it is my full-time job. Everything happens for a reason, and everything happens at the exact time it is meant to happen. If it hasn't happened yet, it's not your time. If it doesn't, it's not for you, and something better is coming. Trust is the biggest thing in relationships, in yourself, in life. We need to learn to trust. And what sucks is when you're a child and your trust was broken, because you never kind of fix that relationship with trust. Having no trust as a child makes it difficult to trust partners. It makes it difficult to trust friends. It makes it difficult to trust yourself and to trust that everything does happen for a reason. But what you can do is you can reprogram your mind to believe that just by looking around and seeing it. I've trusted friends who have absolutely stabbed me in the back in the worst way possible. The worst way possible. And if you want a video on that, I'm joking. But just because, I learned from that situation to not trust that person, it doesn't mean I'm never going to trust my friends again, because I have so many kind people around me, and I'm so blessed with the women in my life, the girls in my life, my mum, my sister. Just because someone breaks your trust doesn't mean everything is going to go that way. Just because one person breaks your trust doesn't mean everyone will. Someone could say no 1,000 times. That does not mean you're not going to get that yes. There is a Cardi B song, "Let me down 9 times, but I get up for 10. Didn't J.K. Rowling's book get declined like 100 billion gazillion times? That is Harry Potter. The people you look up to have also been rejected. The people you aspire to be have also dealt with failure. Failure is not failure if there is a lesson learned. How many times are you going to see that in a school corridor? We had that written up in the stairs. You can't fail. You can only be redirected. There is no such thing as right and wrong in this life. There is no wrong path. There is no wrong way to do things. I mentioned this before. A lot of things are opinion. There's no wrong opinion. You can have some questionable ones, but it doesn't make it wrong if it's right in your eyes. If you feel like you're on the wrong path or you're in the wrong stage of life, something missed you, it didn't. I'm here to break it to you. If you thought you were meant for that job, but only if this happened, no, that job wasn't meant for you. Because if it was meant for you, that thing that made you miss it wouldn't have happened. If you so nearly got that grade but you didn't, it wasn't meant for you. If you so nearly got that partner but then they did this, that wasn't meant for you. Again, that is so difficult to come to terms with, but once you do, you're gonna feel more relaxed. You're gonna feel more peaceful. You're gonna feel more happy because everything happens for a reason. So trust the timing. Stop rushing because you are exactly where you're meant to be. Like I said, I'm an actor and I often feel like I've missed my time, but if it wasn't for missing all those opportunities that I thought were so nearly mine, or when I got to the last round of auditions but then the show got cancelled because COVID, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be living in this flat, which is literally my dream apartment. I've said so many times. I wouldn't be making these videos. I wouldn't be filming UGC, which means I wouldn't be getting sent my favorite products from my favorite brands for free and being paid to do that. Just because you didn't get something doesn't mean it won't come later. It just means it wasn't meant for you in that moment. I'm 21. Like I said, I love acting and I want to act. I forget that so many actors didn't start until their 30s. So why do I feel behind? One final point is just because something happens quickly doesn't mean that it's going to be fulfilling. Something could take 30 years. And where you've learned and you've grown and you've dealt with all the failures, you're gonna feel that achievement way more than if you got it first try. Because then it was easy. And when things are easy, you don't feel like it's such an achievement. Something taking longer is gonna feel better. No matter how much it sucks now, you're gonna learn that and you're gonna feel that when you do get there. And you're gonna get there because you're gonna stick to what you believe in, you're gonna trust in yourself and the universe, and you're gonna work hard and smart, and you're gonna keep going because you know your time is coming. My camera is literally gonna die, but I hope you guys learned something from this video. Stop rushing, enjoy where you are now, because chances are you're gonna miss where you are now. I love you guys lots. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.